everybody. Happy Crash the Stash Day. Look at this cutie. I know it looks springy, but it just was what was in my heart today. And so I am just working in my handmade journal, and I am putting down some papers, just some scraps that I had in my stash, and just using up those bits and pieces. That's what Crash the Stash is for. And putting those all down with some Deco Art matte medium. Now get ready for stencil explosion. I'm just playing with the new stencils that are in the shop, and this is pattern 4, I believe. Everything will be listed on the blog as to what stencils I'm using. I'm using Deco Art Fluid Acrylic, and that's Cobalt Teal. And this is actually not Deco Art Fluid Acrylic. This is a Studio 71, and it's like a neon. That was pattern 5 stencil, and this is pattern 6 stencil, I believe. Cuteness. Really great designs for backgrounds and things. And this is quinacridone red that I'm using. And just really trying to cover that background. And again, this is one of the same pattern stencil that I used previously, just the other side. And this is green gold color in the Studio 71 colors. And this is cobalt teal. This is now fluid acrylic. I knew I used fluid acrylic somewhere in here. This is cobalt teal hue from Deco Art. I like fluid acrylic for finger painting, that kind of thing, just because it flows so nicely. Now I've got some quinacridone magenta. And I'm just blending those stencils together, covering some of that white space. And I'm just making some marks, scratching in, and I love how they just show up in the most unexpected times. Using my non-dominant hand gets the best marks. Now I'm going to use some gesso. This is by Deco Art Media, and my brayer, and just push that background back. I love using my brayer. It gives such a scratchy, grungy feel. This is one of the silhouette flower stencils, and I don't know the number of it. I haven't learned them all yet. I normally know all of the stencils, but I just know it's a silhouette flower, and again, it'll be listed on the blog. I ended up creating this journal page over several days, believe it or not, which never happens for me. It's start to finish for me, just because I have an idea. But the shop's been so busy that I just didn't have a chance to get back to it. And it was a couple days after I'd gotten back to it, and it was good. The break was good, because then I kind of found a new idea where I wanted to take this. So I'm using the Woodlands Creatures stencil now, the rabbit, and talk about adorable. Oh my goodness. Just so cute. And then I'm getting all of my stenciling out of the way right now, using my black paint. And I know that rabbit doesn't show up on camera very well, but it will. And this is the fun font for my saying, and it says, make your own path. You don't have to follow anybody else's path. You are unique and beautiful, so you get to make your own. So now I'm going to really bring that little rabbit out. And I'm using some gesso, some Titan Buff fluid acrylic, and some titanium white fluid acrylic. A little mixture of everything. I started with the titanium white and it just wasn't bright enough. So then I came back in and used my titanium white, and then I wanted some of that gesso just to add a little bit of texture to look like some fur, and it turned out really well. I decided to add some shading with some raw umber, and I ended up going back over it down by the legs there of the rabbit. It didn't look right to me, but I did use the raw umber for some shading later around the rabbit and around the flowers. Now I'm taking my titanium white and I'm just going around the letters so that I can make them stand out. They were blending too much into the background, and so I wanted them to show up more. So I just basically traced around them and then fanned out the paint with my finger or paintbrush so that it didn't look like I just traced around them. You can see now that I'm coming back in with that raw umber and really giving those flowers some depth so they don't look flat, giving them some shade. I'm going to shade, of course, more with my charcoal pencil, but this kind of blends right into the background and really makes everything stand out. And then I added some shading around the feet and then created my path. I'm using a black gel pen to just fill in some of the blank spaces, you know, that when you're using a stencil that they leave, and to kind of give it a little bit of a sketchy feel so that it didn't look quite so stenciled. And I love how this rabbit, I want to call it a rabbit, bunny, whatever you want to call it, turned out. I just love it. So cute. And I know this piece feels really springy, which is strange considering it's fall, but it just kind of came out today. And that's what our journals are for, is to just kind of let out what's inside. So just adding all of my shading and depth around the rabbit, the flowers, the path. So I promise I'll get off of this gold foil kick, but when I got this from ThermoWeb, it just is so easy. And I got this adhesive pen. The possibilities with this pen are, I'm so excited about it. The designs that you can do with the pen, you can use them with your stencils, but you put that adhesive pen down on wherever you want and let it set up for a few minutes, and then you're good to go. It's just so fun. I promise I won't be on this kick forever, but you know how when you get a new supply, it's like everywhere, you want to use it on everything. That's kind of where I'm at with this. So I'll just continue to layer all of my gold. Wait till you see it on the flowers. It just is gorgeous, and it's just the right highlights. It's perfect. So I hope you enjoyed today's project. I know it was quick and easy, but it was fun and what was in my heart. And if you did, please subscribe and give it a like. And be sure to leave me a comment if you have any questions. I try to get back to you as quick as possible. And thanks for joining me today. And I will see you again soon for Crash the Stash. And I will, of course, see you on Sunday for Sunday Inspiration. But just look at how that gold shines on those flowers, those black flowers. Oh! All the ideas that came. All right, my friends, have a wonderful day.